we are going to discuss the three main important points of pointers. The first one will be what are the different types of memory allocation. The second one, the operators related to memory allocation, and the third one is the operations related to pointers. Okay. So first we are moving on to the first topic, methods of memory allocation. There are two methods of memory allocation. The first one is the static memory allocation, and the second one is dynamic memory allocation. We know that the amount of memory allocated to a program depends upon the number of variables and data type of that variables used in the program. The amount of memory allocated to a program depends upon the number of variables and the data type of the variables used in the program. So, in the case of static memory allocation, in this method, memory is allocated before the execution of the program. Memory is allocated before the execution of the program. So, we cannot increase or decrease the amount of memory during the execution of the program. That is a disadvantage of static memory allocation. Memory cannot be increased or decreased during the execution of the program because, what's the reason? Because the memory is already allocated before the execution of the program. That means before the execution of the program, the memory is fixed. Clear? So this is an example of INT, static memory allocation. Example INT A of 10. What does it mean? A is a variable which can hold 10 data of integer type. That means here, in the case of memory allocation, here memory will be allocated before the execution of the program. That means 40 bytes of memory, continuous memory, will be allocated for the variable A. For example, consider if I am giving only, I have already allocated 10 memory spaces for A, but during the execution of the program, I am giving only 5 data. For example, consider I am giving only 5 data. So in that example, the remaining 5 spaces will be waste because already the memory is fixed. We cannot change the size of the memory. Okay, so that is the disadvantage of static memory allocation. So that disadvantage is overcome by which method of allocation? Dynamic memory allocation. So in the case of dynamic memory allocation, memory will be allocated during the execution of the program. Memory is not allocated before the execution of the program. It is allocated during the execution of the program. So we can, or in other words, we can say user can decide what should be the memory. So they will be how many bytes of memory should be allocated will be decided by the user. So there is no chance of wastage of memory. That is that is the advantage of dynamic memory allocation. Clear? Next we are going to look which are the operators used for memory allocation. Two operators are used for memory allocation. The first one is the new and the second one is the delete. New operator is used for memory allocation and delete operator is used for memory deallocation. So what do you mean by memory deallocation? Memory deallocation means the memory allocated using new operator is freed using delete operator. Okay. Now let us see in detail about the new operator. We have already said that new operator allocates memory. And the second point is new operator will always returns a value and that value will be a memory address. New operator will always returns a value and that value will be a memory address. So let us see how a new operator is declared. This is the syntax of declaring a new operator. Pointer variable is equal to new data type. Here the data type can be a fundamental or user defined data type. Now consider this part. Here we have seen that here the new operator, the data type is the operand. So the new operator requires only one operand for its working. Since it requires only one operand, new operator comes under the category of unary operator. Okay.
Now let us see some of the examples. Here I have declared three variables, ptr1, ptr2 and ptr3. ptr1 points to integer type data, ptr2 points to float type data, and ptr3 points to user defined data type student. Okay, now let us see the next statement. Here I have given as ptr1 is equal to new int. What does it mean? It means that the new operator allocates 4 bytes of memory. Why it is allocating 4 bytes of memory? Because it is of ptr1 is of integer type. It allocates 4 bytes of memory, and the base address will be pointed to or will be returned to ptr1. Here also new operator will allocate 4 bytes of memory because float requires 4 bytes of memory, and the new operator will return the base address to ptr2. Here also new operator will allocate the amount of memory required for storing the structure student, and the base address will be returned to the pointer variable ptr3. So the main job of the new operator is to allocate memory, and it returns a memory address which will be the base address of the corresponding memory. Here I have given a graphical representation. Imagine I have created a student structure with two data members. First is of type integer and the second is of type character. So this is a graphical representation of these three statements. Consider in the case of first statement, I have already said new operator will allocate 4 bytes of memory for storing integer data, and that base address will be given to ptr1. Consider here the 4 bytes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bytes of memory will be allocated for the integer type data, and the base address 1000. Base address is a starting address. 1000 will be allocated to ptr1. As in the second example, consider new operator allocates 4 bytes of memory for float, and it returns a value. That value will be a base address. So here 1004 is a base address of floating point data, and 1004 will be allocated to ptr2. And in the third case, it is a structure. It contains two data members. The first one is a and the second one is a name. So first one is of integer type data, that means it requires 4 bytes of memory, and the second one is of character type of data, and it requires 5 bytes of memory because character data type takes 1 bytes of memory. So total 9 bytes of memory will require for student, and its base address will be returned to ptr3. So here consider the base address is 1008, and that 1008 will be returned to ptr3. So this is a graphical representations of these three statements. Okay, going to look how the variable is initialized in dynamic memory allocation. So this is syntax of variable initialization. Pointer variable is equal to new data type in bracket and giving the value. So consider these two examples. ptr1 is equal to new int of 4. What does it mean? This means that the new operator allocates 4 bytes of memory, and the data is automatically assigned to that memory location. That's the meaning of ptr1 is equal to new int of 4. Now the second statement is ptr3 is equal to new float of 3.5. What does it mean? New operator allocates 4 bytes of memory for storing floating point data, and along with the memory allocation, the data 3.5 is assigned to that memory location. That's the meaning of ptr2 is equal to new float of 3.5. Okay, so I have not given variable initialization for structure type data because this method cannot be used for initializing structure. These methods can only be used for initializing fundamental data types. So that point you have to keep in mind. Structures cannot be initialized using this method. Okay. Next we are going to discuss about the delete operator. we have already said that delete operator is used to deallocate the memory, or in other words we can say it is used to free the allocated memory. So this is the syntax of delete operator: delete pointer variable. Here I have given some examples: delete ptr1, ptr2, ptr3. So we have already allocated memory for ptr1, ptr2 and ptr3. That allocated memory should be freed before exiting from the program. So we have to give the statement as delete ptr1, ptr2, ptr3. So what will happen if I am not deallocating the memory? That is one of the disadvantage of dynamic memory allocation. If the allocated memory is not freed, that portion of memory will always remain unused. So this is a situation which is known as memory leak. Why it is known as memory leak? Because the allocated portion of memory is leaked in every program run. That portion of memory cannot be used for any other purpose. So the important point to be noted in the case of dynamic memory allocation is that if I am allocating the memory using the new operator, that allocated portion of memory should be deallocated using delete operator. Otherwise, a situation known as memory leak will occur in the case of dynamic memory allocation. But in the case of static memory allocation, this situation does not occur because operating system itself allocates and deallocates memory for the variables. So that is advantage of static memory allocation. In the case of static memory allocation, there is no the situation memory leak does not occur because operating system itself allocates and deallocates memory. But in the dynamic memory allocation, we are using the new operator for allocation, so we should use the delete operator for deallocation. Otherwise, a situation known as memory leakage will occur in the case of dynamic memory allocation. Next, we are going to look some of the operations related to pointers. Today we are going to discuss two operations related to pointers. The first one is arithmetic operation and the second one is a relational operation. So in the case of arithmetic operation, we are going to look how the value is incremented and decremented, or added or subtracted. So in the case of incrementation or decrementation, the size of the data type will be incremented or decremented from the base address. Okay. Now let us see some examples. Here I have declared a pointer variable ptr1. It is of type integer. And in the second sentence I have given ptr1 is equal to ptr1 plus 1. That means the pointer variable should be incremented by 1. That means we know that the amount of memory required for integer data type is 4. So the 4 bytes of 4 its size is 4. So 4 bytes will be added to the present base address of ptr1. Consider the base address of ptr1 is 4000. So the current memory address of ptr1 will be 4004 because the previous base address was 4000 plus 4, the answer will be 4004. In the similar way, if I have given as ptr1 is equal to ptr1 minus 1, we know that 4 bytes of memory will be required for storing integer type data, and the present base address of ptr1 is 4000. For example, consider it is 4000. So 4 bytes of memory should be decremented from the present base address. So the answer will be 3996, that is 4000 minus 4, 3996. Okay. Now next we are going to the relational operations. There are two relational operations. The first one is equality operator and the second one is non-equality, not equal to operator. Equality operator is double equal to, and not equal to operator is an exclamation sign and equal to. So these two operators are used to check whether the two pointer variables are equal or not. So this is the importance of equality operator and non-equality operator. It is used to check whether the two pointer variables are of same location or of different location. Okay. Hope all of you have understood today's session.
In the next class also we will be continuing with the pointers.